All right, it's January 2025. I've had a hell of a time getting my video camera set up, and so bear with me as I jump back into video for this year. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. We are covering Riverside County. The reason I'm covering Riverside County is because most of my clients are in Murrieta, Temecula, Menifee, Corona, Riverside, everywhere in between, and even spread out a little bit from there. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into the numbers. I'm going to start off by saying that prices have gone up. This will make sellers happy or homeowners happy, may not make the buyers super happy. And with higher interest rates right now than probably what most want, it's not setting you up for the best time to buy. But with that being said, I like to premise this by saying that there's never a great time to buy. It's always depending on your financial situation and where you are at in life if you're prepared. And so that's why I'm here to help you run the numbers, make sure that everything's going to work out just right for you, and make sure it's the right decision for you and your family. So let's jump right in. And we're going to start off with the median sales price, which is, and I wasn't prepared for this because I can tell you that this is the 11th run that I've done trying to get this video to work out. So here we go. So we are at $604,500 for the median sales price in Riverside County. This is up 5.5% from last year. This is year over year, 5.5% home price growth. So that makes homeowners happy. Okay. The next number we're going to jump into is new listings. Now we're seeing a huge jump in new listings. From last month, we went from 2131 up to 3605. That's the new number of listings, and this is up 11.9% from last year. Not surprising to see a jump in January because obviously not a lot of people are looking to list their home in November and December, but it is what it is. So it's showing that there are a lot of people looking to do some moves now. And the next number we're going to jump into is pending sales. So pending sales has actually gone down quite a bit, and this is down 20.9% from last year. The reason it's like that is because last year we were actually at a lower interest rate point. We had a really good low in December. A lot of people locked in at that time, and I can tell you that from experience. I had a couple people that locked in rates in December and then closed in January, and they are sitting pretty because they still probably caught that lowest valley of rates at the time. And I haven't seen it hit lower since then. We're about a 0.5% higher this year than we were compared to last year. And let's see here. So the next metric I'm going to jump into real quick here is active listings, because this is going to show you, supply and demand, right? The more supply there is and maybe the less demand, you might see things sitting around a little bit. And in this case, we have 8,319 active listings right now. This is up 20.4% from last year. So we have more active listings than we did 1 year ago. Okay. So I always harp on supply and demand, but this is something you have to take case by case, because if you get a brand new house that just hit the market, it's turnkey, that thing's going to go really quick compared to the house that maybe is overpriced. It could be nice, but if it's overpriced, that's going to dictate where that house is going to go. I can get into a lot of details about a particular instance where we just submitted an offer for a family in Corona, and this house was only on market for 3 days. It was priced, I would say, right at the top. I ran comps and it was right at the top of the value. And believe it or not, we went in list price. We didn't get the offer accepted. I talked to the agent. They had 5 offers on hand. I don't even know what the house went into contract at price wise, but I can tell you that the second best offer was 20,000 over list, and they didn't get it. So that tells you anything about how this market can be. Even in January, you might be telling yourself, why the hell would someone offer that much for a house? Well, like I said, it's dependent on your situation, your financial situation, and how you're poised to be able to move forward and put an offer in on a house. And the last metric I'm going to go over is the months of supply. So months of supply is currently at 4 months. And what this means is basically that the current homes that are on market, if there was no more added to the market, it would take 4 months to sell every single home that's on market right now. Now, typically 4 months of inventory is not really considered a buyer's market. It would be considered more of a seller's. They say that 6 is a buyer's market, or kind of neutral. Anything above 6 would be a buyer's market. But with that being said, I still think it's a case-by-case situation. It depends on the city, depends on the price point, depends on the house, and depends on the price. That's always something to take into account when you are looking to buy a home. There's always going to be a certain instance where you need to have information to make the right decision to move forward on a house and make a competitive offer. But with that being said, I think it's kind of half and half. It depends on the house. If you feel like you can get a good deal, it's maybe because it was on market for a while and it was overpriced. Just my 2 cents. So with that being said, I think I'm going to cut it off right there. This goes over the majority of the numbers. Every certain house and city is, or I should say every city is going to have its own market. So, this could look a lot different for just Menifee or just Marietta or just Corona. So this is taking all of Riverside as a whole. If you have any questions about your particular city, I'd be happy to do all these numbers that I have here just for you, just for that one city. I'm happy to do that. So feel free to reach out. And if you are sitting on the sidelines, I have one other piece of advice. Make sure that you get pre-approved, because if you are on the sidelines, at least you're ready to go and snipe a property versus being on the sidelines, seeing something you like, and then losing it because you weren't prepared to make an offer right at that time. It's always helpful to have those numbers, that framework. And then if you're not prepared, you can make a path to be prepared based on the numbers that are legitimate from a lender. Catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.